Surprise, surprise, surprise. There is Zuro Ramirez stating that the idea of fighting Jai Opetaia is exciting. And supposedly he's the best, as you guys read, if you read it, and I would like to fight him. Okay. Well, in that case, let's get it on. What he says is great. I'm glad that he's actually responding. The devil's in the details of what people say versus what they do. Jai Opetaia, we just heard him a couple days ago, maybe yesterday, state that he wants to fight Zuro Ramirez. He has those two other belts, but Jai Opetaia is that guy that's been renowned, that's more popular, that's known to blast you out, that's knocking out undefeated guys left and right. So, if Zuro wants it, he can get it, And I think if he really wants it, he should contact his promoter, and his promoter should get the money from Turki Al-Sheikh to make the fight happen. They did it for light heavyweight. Why not cruiserweight, right? I don't think that should be an issue. I don't think it is an issue. I think that's one of the best fights that can be made in that division, period. You know what I mean? That is the pinnacle fight in the cruiserweight division. Zuro Ramirez versus Jai Opetaia should happen. So now that we have supposedly Zuro Ramirez's attention, I think he needs to make this happen. Because Jai Opetaia has already said, look, I'm built different than these dudes. I'm willing to make a pay cut to make the fight happen. I just want to show people that I'm the best. I want to show that I'm the better fighter. I want to show people, and it's not all about the money, because the money's going to come, as he knows it's going to come. And he knows that. This is the first step for Jai Opetaia. This is the step he needs to go and needs to get through to go to the next division. See, once he unifies the division, he can do exactly what Alexander Usyk did. He can join the WBO, which is the Ring Magazine, which is the lineal title. And when you become that, you get first dibs at WBO. So in other words, someone like Jai Opetaia, if he beats Zuro Ramirez, do you know who he could end up fighting? Joseph Parker. Yes. Maybe he'll be that guy behind Parker if Parker gets his just due and gets his opportunity, right? And he does what he's going to do. So let's say Parker wins. He will probably end up fighting Joseph Parker, right? But he has to fight guys like Zuro Ramirez in the cruiserweight division first. Now we've heard Zuro say, yeah, I want to fight. Yes, the idea of fighting him excites me. Okay, so now the next question is, what are you going to do about it? How are we going to make it happen? See, I just want to know if it's not all just talk. You know what I mean? That's what I want to know. I don't want this to be just, a politician publicity, announcement. And then after that, it's like, okay, everything goes crickets and radio silence. And then, okay, what was the use of all that shit you just said then? If you knew that you weren't going to do anything about it, that just tells us you're just trying to talk to make yourself seem relevant. You see what I mean? So we have to see if he's really about that, because I believe Jai Opetaia. I'm not sold on Zuro Ramirez until the fight gets made. But you guys tell me what you think of Zuro Ramirez. Surprisingly responds to the idea of fighting Jai Opetaia, the other cruiserweight champion of the world. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.